Welcome back. We have a really fun class today. We will be getting into our first crow pose in the beginner series. This pose is essential for when we ultimately want to take our supported headstand. So I want to start off with that. We'll be starting today in down dog. So go ahead, find your way there. Hands plant, toes tuck under, lift the hips up and back, pedal out the feet. Connect with your breath. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. And on your next inhale, shift forward. Keep the toes tucked, drop the hips, lift the chest. Tucked toe, up dog. And exhale, back to down dog. Take that a couple more times. So inhale, come forward for that up dog. You can move through here at your own pace, just getting the body nice and warmed up. Feeling a nice opening through the front body and through the hamstrings. And on your next down dog, start to walk towards the back of your mat, one handprint at a time, till you find your forward fold. Feet are hips width distance wide. You can have a slight bend in the knee. Head is heavy. And heels in, toes out. Drop the hips down, bring the elbows to the inside of the knees for Malasana, your yogi squat. So kind of shift side to side here. Malasana is going to be really important today for our crow pose. This is basically the setup for it. So I want to get nice and open in the hips here so our crow can be the best it can be. And find your forward fold again. We'll move back and forth through these two poses. Back to Malasana, yogi squat. There's a couple variations of Malasana. This one's a little easier on the hips. So the variation we'll take in the crow pose, the feet will be a little closer together. Hands plant back to your forward fold. One more Malasana here. Try to lift the chest up a little bit higher. Hands plant, feet come in, and let's walk back to our downward facing dog. Hold here, take a few breaths. And on your next inhale, raise your right leg up, bend the knee, open up that hip. Start to bring that knee towards your left elbow, then out to the right, and all the way up and back, so making a figure eight here with the knee. Right knee to left elbow, out to the right elbow. Use your obliques. Then bend the knee, open up that hip. Last one, right knee to left elbow, out towards the right. Lift it up and back. Go ahead, straighten and square that right leg and step it through in between the palms. Low lunge, left knee comes down. You can upright yourself, hips push forward and down. Connect with your breath. Taking a few breaths here. We really want open hips today for our crow pose. Hands can plant around that right foot. Tuck the left toes under, start to straighten the right leg, bend the left knee, and spring forward for a fold at the top of your mat. Root to rise, come up flat back, palms touch above our head, look up, and swan dive forward. Hands plant. Step back one foot at a time, right foot, then left foot, dog, come forward, plank, and lower all the way to your belly. Get your blocks out of the way. Hands are wide and forward of the shoulders. Press into the palms. Lift the chest up. Cobra. Feel your hips and your glutes are your anchor here. Gaze is up. And release. Coming to tabletop or knee plank or even high plank. And back to down dog. We'll repeat that on the left side. Left leg rises. Bend the knee. Open up that hip. Go ahead, bring the left knee towards the right elbow, out towards the left, and lift the knee all the way up and back. Second time, left knee towards the right elbow, out towards the left, and lift it all the way up and back. Last one, left knee towards the right elbow, out towards the left. Use your obliques, bend the knee, open that hip. Straighten and square the left leg and step it all the way through. Low lunge, right knee comes down. Lift your upper body up one hand at a time. Hips push forward and down. Just breathe. Hands can plant around that left foot. Right toes tuck under. Start to straighten the left leg. Bend into the right knee. And spring all the way up towards the top of your mat for a fold. Belly button towards your spine. Head is heavy. I know my hamstrings are still pretty tight here. Come up, flat back, reverse swan dive, palms touch above our head, look up, and swan dive forward. Hands plant. Left foot steps back, and the right meets it. Down dog. Ripple forward through to your plank pose, and lower towards the belly, nice and slow. Hands are wide and forward of the shoulders. Press into the palms, lift up, cobra. Feel your glutes kind of clench together here to ground them down. So that ugly butt we've talked about, your butt's not ugly. Lift up and release. Pushing either right through plank and back to our downward dog. Let's get into some sun salutations here. That was just our warm up. Right leg rises. Feel your glutes turn on nice and strong. And step the right leg through crescent. Back leg is strong and engaged. Arms reach straight up. Hips are low. Inhale. Hands plant around that right foot. We're going to shoot it straight up and back for our tripod down dog. Bring it back through. Use your core strength. Low lunge. Left foot meets it at the top, fold. Reverse swan dive. Palms touch above our head, look up, and diving right forward. Peer out over the edge of your mat, hands plant. Right foot steps back, and the left meets it. Down dog. Either taking your full vinyasa or modified. For plank, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Inhale and exhale for your down dog. Nice work. Left leg rises, glutes turn on. Step it through between the hands. High crescent. Right leg is strong and engaged, so feel the knee lift up. Arms reach straight up, they're nice and strong. Reach through your fingertips, peer up. Hands plant around that left foot. Shoot it straight back, tripod down dog. And bring it back through. Use your core strength. Low lunge. Right leg meets it at the top for a fold. Reverse swan dive up. Palms touch above our head, look up. And swan dive forward, hands plant. Left leg steps back, right leg meets it, dog. And vinyasa plank, chaturanga, up dog. Ooh, that up dog feels good. And down dog. Right leg rises and steps in between the palms, high crescent, same thing. Arms reach up, inhale. And exhale, hands plant. Right leg shoots back, tripod down dog. And it comes back through, low lunge. Left foot meets it at the top for a fold. Reverse swan dive, palms touch above the head. And diving straight back down. Hands plant. Right leg steps back. Left foot meets it, down dog. And vinyasa plank, chaturanga, up dog, and down dog. Left leg rises and steps in between the palms. High crescent, come on up. Hands plant around that left foot. Shoot it straight back, tripod down dog. And bring it back through. Low lunge. Right foot meets it, fold. Reverse swan dive, palms reach all the way out and up. And diving right back down. Hands plant. Left foot steps back. Right meets it, down dog. And vinyasa plank, chaturanga, up dog, and down dog. So you should feel nice and warm. I'm getting a little sweaty. Go ahead, take 5 breaths of whatever you need here. I'm going to take a child's pose. Feel free to hold your down dog if you're feeling nice and strong. Maybe you want to pop into an inversion. Whatever you need, 5 breaths. So I don't know if you guys can hear it, but obviously I'm filming these videos from my house, and my husband and I own a Peloton, and he is up there just grunting on that thing. So apologies if you can hear him today. He's pretty intense. 2 more breaths. And we'll meet in down dog, our home base, getting into our flow. Right leg rises and steps in between the palms. Low lunge. Stay nice and low here. We're going to come right into triangles, doing a few tricky transitions today. Right hand will come inside of the right leg. Left foot's going to plant parallel with the short edge of the mat. Left arm reaches up. Feel your right hip pull back and straighten that leg to open up for your triangle pose. Look up at the left hand, but no crunchy gaze, so you're not straining your forehead. You're not clenching your jaw. Just the eyes move. Connecting with your breath here. Legs are strong. And start to walk the hands towards the left side of the mat. Parallel the feet for a wide leg fold. Weights in the toes. Head is heavy. Inhale. And exhale. Walking to the left side of our mat, we're going to find a warrior 2. So left leg turns out, right leg stays the same. Arms open up to a T. Bend into that left hip. Looking towards our left fingertips here. We'll reverse the warrior, so right hand down, left arm up. Feel that side body stretch. Don't move the left leg. Keep it nice and grounded here, nice and strong. Go ahead. We're going to come all the way towards the front of our mat. Left hand down, right arm up for a runner's lunge with a twist. And we're going to open up our legs like a book. So roll to the outside edges of the feet so you're on the blade of the foot. And left foot's going to stack right on top of the right for a side plank, or your right foot on top of your left. You get it. You can modify your side plank however you'd like. And we'll meet right in plank and flow directly into our vinyasa for chaturanga, up dog, and back to down dog. Second side, left leg rises and steps in between the palms. Low lunge, don't lift up yet. We're going to roll to the inside of the right foot so it's parallel with the back edge. Left foot comes to the inside of the left leg. Right arm reaches up. Left leg straightens. Open up for your triangle pose. Legs are strong. Gaze is gentle. No straining. Your hand is resting really gently on your shin as well. So if you're gripping or dumping, use a block to stabilize. Start to walk toward the right side of your mat. Feet will parallel. Wide leg fold. Head is heavy. Weight is in the toes. Legs are strong, so your kneecaps lift up. Start to walk towards the right side of your mat. So your left foot stays parallel. Right knee bends, opening up for our warrior two. Feel your glutes are strong. Check your alignment of the knee and the ankle. And without moving that right leg, left hand down, right arm up. Reverse. Look up. Release. We're going to come all the way towards the front of our mat. Right hand down, left arm reaches up. Runner's lunge with a twist. Roll to the outside edges of both feet. And go ahead, find your side plank. Bump the hips up. Obliques are strong. And meeting in plank pose. And taking our vinyasa right from here. So chaturanga, up dog, and exhale, down dog. Let's do that one more time. Right leg rises and steps in between the palms. Low lunge, opening up into our triangle, so back foot plants. Left arm reaches up. Tricky transition. Feel your hip pull back, opening up the side body, but also strengthening the obliques at the same time. Parallel the feet for that wide leg fold towards the left side of your mat. Head drops, weight in the toes. Going over towards the left for our warrior two. Right leg stays the same. Arms come out into a T. Drop the hips, use your glute strength. Right hand down, left arm up, reverse. And coming all the way towards the front of our mat, shift the feet, left hand down, right arm up. Runner's lunge with a twist. Rolling to the outside edges of both feet and stacking for our side plank. Bump the hips up. Meeting in plank and either taking our vinyasa or skipping it out. We'll meet in down dog, our home base. Left leg rises and steps in between the palms, low lunge. Back foot plants, opening up into our triangle pose. Go ahead and push that shoulder back, open up the chest. Parallel the feet for your wide leg fold. Same thing. Right foot turns out, warrior two, towards the back of our mat. Sink into those glutes. Reverse, left hand down, right arm up. Don't move your thigh. Keep it nice and strong. And shift the feet towards the front for your runner's lunge with a twist. Right hand down, left arm is up. Rolling to the outside edges of both feet. Go ahead and stack for your side plank. Bump the hips up. Meeting in our plank pose and going right into our vinyasa. So chaturanga, up dog, and down dog. Nice job. So we're nice and warmed up for our crow. If you have blocks, I would recommend you just need one. So grab it. I'll be showing two options for crow today. So the first one will be with a block, the other one will be with no block. You definitely don't need it, but it can be helpful if it's your first time getting into crow. So have your block. We're going to take that Malasana Yogi squat first, the second variation I talked about earlier. So go ahead, find yourself in the middle of your mat in a forward fold. Start to sit the hips onto the heels. Take the knees wide and your arms are inside of the legs. So this is really the yogi squat Malasana that we'll be using to get to crow. Now that we have that, get your block. Set it right where your feet would go. And you're going to stand up onto your block, okay? So you're kind of on the balls of your feet. Same thing, we're going to sit the hips back onto the heels. Knees are going to come wide. Arms to the inside of the legs. And start to feel kind of your armpits shifting, or I'm sorry, your knees shifting into your armpits, right? So you can kind of feel that shift. Maybe play with a little bouncing here. Take the hands nice and wide and grip the mat with your finger pads, like cat claws going through the floor. This will protect the wrist, and this will be your wall so you don't fall forward. If you do have concerns about falling forward, maybe put a blanket in front of yourself here. All right, so we're going to lift up. Arms are strong, hands are strong. Shift the knees into the armpits. One foot's going to lift up, then the other. Take flight. Bring the heels towards the glutes. Look forward, start to straighten the arms if you can. And we can meet back in that Malasana. Let me know if you got it. We'll take it one more time without the block, if maybe this didn't feel stable enough for you. That's a nice way to kind of get some height to get your knees into your armpits there. So one more time, I know this is a tough pose. Find your Malasana Yogi squat, knees are wide. Plant those cat claws into your mat. Lift the knees up, kind of find that bounce here. Knees to armpits, shift the weight forward. One foot lifts, then the other. Heels come towards the glutes. Straighten the arms if you can. And we'll meet back in Malasana Yogi squat. Nice work. Find a fold. Let me know if you got your Malasana or not, or your crow or not. Can be a little disorienting. I know it's a tough pose, but it's really telling if you can support your body weight with your arms. So that will be really essential when we take our supported headstand. So go ahead, come to your knees. We'll take a back bend to kind of counteract some of that rounding. So stand up on your knees. Put your hand towards your lower back like you're putting your hands in jean pockets. Start to push the hips forward, coming into camel. Glutes clench together, nice and strong. Push the hips. Head drops back. And one hand at a time, reach for your heels. Push those hips forward. Feel the tension. Nice deep back bend. Hold it. And one hand at a time, come to your lower back, release. We'll meet in down dog from here. We'll take a final vinyasa, take a few hip openers, and we'll close our class. So best vinyasa up, class plank, chaturanga, up dog, and exhale for down dog. Arms should feel so light now after all that body weight in our crow. Go ahead, right leg rises, right knee behind the right wrist, crow or pigeon pose. Get my birds mixed up. Left leg extends back. You can have blocks here to support the body, or maybe you want to slip one under the hip for some extra support. I like to bring mine into a T and rest my torso and my forehead on a block. We'll hold for about 10 breaths. Catching our breath. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Not pushing our hips too far here. You don't want to put your body in a shape that's not ready to take breath. So build that mind-body awareness and connection. Go ahead, rise up. We'll meet in down dog and change sides. Keep your blocks nearby if you'd like. No rushing. Stretch that leg out. And left knee behind the left wrist. Right leg extends back. Pigeon on the second side. Taking the same variation as before. An attempt to even out the body, right? Attempt is the key word. Finding something to rest your forehead on is really great in pigeon if you feel a little bit of a panicky feeling here when you open up the hips. That can signal to the body to relax and this is safe. Check in, see if you're clenching your jaw or crinkling the face. Let the poses serve you. Go ahead, rise up. In down dog. Stretch the leg out. Last down dog of class. Notice if maybe your heels are closer to the mat. Can you press the chest further towards the thighs? Lift the tailbone up higher. And bring the knees to the mat. We'll end in a child's pose today. So bring the knees together, hips come onto the heels, arms go right behind us with the palms facing up, and your forehead will come to the mat. Stay here as long as you would like. This is where I will leave you today. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. If you like this, please give it a thumbs up and do not forget to subscribe. Thank you so much, yogis. I hope to see you back soon.